Hi Tubies, it's me again. So, today I'm going to talk to you guys about Book of Shadows. A Book of Shadows is an informative device that is used by Wiccans and some other pagans as kind of an all-inclusive information / rulebook / spellbook / book. It is not something that can harm another human being. I heard from one of my friends that he was dating a person who believed that their Book of Shadows could fire someone with a bolt of lightning / energy across the room, and that no one else was allowed to touch it or else they'd get hurt by his Book of Shadows. That's not true. A Book of Shadows is just a book. It is something you can pick up, touch, move around. It's just like going to the library and checking out Harry Potter or Charlotte's Web or some of my other favorites. So I'm going to talk to you today and show you a little bit about where I started, what my first Book of Shadows looked like, and show you what I have now so that you guys can kind of see the different ways that you can make a Book of Shadows. One of the people I'm mentoring who will be joining me on another video eventually, his Book of Shadows was literally a journal we bought at a bookstore, and he turned it into his Book of Shadows. So I'm going to get right into it and show you guys the Book of Shadows I started with and where I'm at now. So my first Book of Shadows was this. It's a traditional leather-bound type of book. The pages are they're very old-looking, very rustic. As you can see, there's lots of stuff that's coming out of the book. Stuff that I just haven't put onto full-size paper into my other ones. So let me pull these out of here real quick so I can show you. This is what my Book of Shadows looks like at first. And that's my first page, written in Sharpie and pen, just doodled it in there. And then the next page was the rules I abide by. I abide by harm to none, forgive the pain, the golden rule, which is do unto others as you would have them do unto you, and love, laugh, live. Those were my rules. Those still are my rules. I haven't incorporated them into my new Book of Shadows yet. And so then I drew out how to invoke the god and goddess. And this I found probably the second day of my path with Wicca. I didn't know a whole lot about it. I wasn't very knowledgeable on any of it at all. I just kind of doodled this down and liked it. So as you can see, nothing really fancy. I just kind of writ it all in, and it's just kind of jotted down. So I have like a full moon ritual, like information about them and stuff like that. Symbols, runes, which aren't the typical runes. They're just other things. And then rites of passage. I wanted to be able to form my own coven when I was really young into my Wicca. So those are just some of the things that I wrote down in that. So moving on to my next version of my Book of Shadows was a journal. It was just a little journal, and inside I'd written down a few things. This is not the journal that I had, but this is what it looked like. It was smaller, more compact. I could kind of throw it in my purse on my way out the door. So now what this is basically a dictionary. So my first chapter is Glossary of Magic Terms, and my second chapter is an herbal glossary. Then I also have some zodiac aids. So what that means is, like, when the moon is in Aries, begin a fitness campaign during the new moon of Aries. Do spell work that involves action or enthusiasm while the new moon is in Aries. So that was that. And then the last one I have are gems and crystals and stones. That's that glossary for those as well. And eventually I'm going to add another chapter in here on Celtic and Native American language. Just different terms that I want to start using within my rituals to make them more special to me. So now my Book of Shadows is a nice large binder. I have an ohm up here in the corner. I printed off a picture of a cover of a Book of Shadows right off the internet. And then on the back, I have a creed to live by that I just kind of can look at every once in a while to kind of give me a little self-esteem boost to kind of get me through my day. And then on the inside, I have a little mantra that says, I am a witch. I am wise. I am bold. I am brazen. I laugh. I love. I cry. I am a cunning creature. I am proud of myself. I want to be heard. I am telling my story. So mote it be. So, just lots of inspirational stuff goes into my Book of Shadows. I'm not going to show you the whole thing because I do find it to be a very private experience. I have a couple people who I kind of give full reign to take a look at. One of the other things that's in the very front of my Book of Shadows, which I think is very important, is certificates of achievement from the school that I go to. Every time I finish a class, I get a certificate, and so they go right into my Book of Shadows. One day I'm going to move these to another location, not in my Book of Shadows. And then I have a poem, I have some prayers to the god and goddess, I have the charge of the god and the goddess, I have lyrics to a song that I like, is I Hear You Calling by Chalice and Blade, which is one of the songs I feature on one of my other videos, the little top 10 slideshow. That one's on there, and that's a really good song. If you've never heard of them, you guys should listen to them. They're awesome. I also have The Story of Creation, which was written by Silver Ravenwolf. I don't particularly agree with most of her teaching, but I do like her creation story. Her creation story kind of reads a little bit like the first chapter of the Holy Bible in Christianity. And because that's where I came from, I kind of like that there's that small similarity that I can kind of lean onto my roots a little bit, and just the way that it's worded just reminds me a lot of where I've come from and how far that I've grown and how wise I have become in my journey with the goddess. So I have that. I also have the charge of the god and the goddess, and I have some children's stories that just teach really good morals. That I really think that they're like really good morals, and it's fun to reread children's stories when you get older. So, but that's what some of the things that you guys can put in your Book of Shadows. Like me, I have a Reiki section, I have an element section, I have an area that's just for spells and rituals, so whenever I write a spell or a ritual, it goes into that section. I have an area that's for general information and knowledge, so if I'm running around and I'm trying to figure out, oh my gosh, I need herbs to make prosperity incense, what do I need? Okay, I need mint, I need this, but what else? I want one more, so what herb could I use? And so I'd go through and I'd say, oh, I can substitute rosemary for any herb, or I can use tobacco for anything that's poisonous if you're going to ingest it. So I also have like an herbal section. Some things that are in this book I do put in my Book of Shadows just so they're at easy access, things that I use most often. So that's my Book of Shadows. As you saw in that small brown notebook that I had, there were a lot of things that you might have in your Book of Shadows that I've chosen to put into a separate book entirely. And that's a personal preference. There's no right and set way to make your Book of Shadows. There's no right and set way of what your Book of Shadows has to entail. I've heard lots of my friends, they have a disc of shadows, which is literally like a folder on their desktop on their hard disk or hard drive. It's like a disk of all their stuff. They keep it on their computer, and then they keep it backed up in another place. Because, guys, if you have it on an electronic medium and you do not back it up, most likely you will lose it at some point in your life. That would suck, and we don't want you to have to go and retype and refine and relearn all that information, because that's so much of a hassle, and it's great to learn, but it's not so great sometimes to relearn. So, let's see, what else? Oh, I also have this. It's a little desk sorter, and what this has in it, whoops, some stuff's falling out here. It has the little alphabetical tabs here, and so each tab is a different letter. And so on mine, I've chosen to put some gods and goddesses that I really like. So under A, I have Atlas, who's holding up the world. And then I don't have a whole lot in here because I just started this, but I have a Dryad under D. I have Gaia. She's one of my favorites. I love Gaia. I think that's absolutely beautiful. So I have a couple of her. I have Lesbia. I really like her. I kind of just kind of printed her off because I really liked her name, which kind of reminded me of lesbian. And so I just think that equal rights for everyone is very important, and if there are gods and goddesses out there who support them just the same, that's really cool in my book. I am a straight person. I do like men, although I don't care really. I guess some people call that pansexual, where I'm attracted to everybody no matter what they are. I'm more attracted to their character more than anything else. So, but we're not going to go into my sexuality right now. We're going to talk about your Book of Shadows. So, you guys, please upload videos of your Book of Shadows. I'd love to see them. If you have any questions or advice on the best way to preserve information in a Book of Shadows, I can help you out there. I won't tell you how to make a Book of Shadows. I won't tell you what you have to put in your Book of Shadows, because it's your path. It's your journey. Whatever you feel needs to be in your Book of Shadows, you put it there. It can change a million times over. It doesn't have to always stay the same. So, that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. Next week, well, maybe not next week, maybe in a couple weeks, maybe sometimes over the next month, let's say that, give me plenty of free time to organize it, we will have a celebrity guest, and it's sure to be really fun. During that one, I'm going to talk about rituals and how to perform a ritual. Before I do it, you guys keep a lookout, because right before I do that, I'm going to do one on writing a ritual. I'm also going to do another craft. So I did the candle magic one. I'm also going to do another craft here in a little while. You guys like my ring? I made it out of pipe cleaners, and so it's literally like an entire hand ring. It's actually on wrong, but there. It's a little ring, and I think it's fun, especially for if you're going to do any fairy magic, which I'm just starting to study, so I don't know anything about it yet, but I think it's really cute and fun, and good for Halloween costumes if you're going to be like a nature spirit. But this video is getting a little long, so I will see you guys all probably sometime in the next couple of days. I have some free time left before I start my new job. Woohoo! New job! Yay! Raise the roof! I'm really white. Sorry, guys. I'm also gonna do a video on herbs. So keep a lookout for the video on herbs. I'm probably gonna upload that one sometime in the next few days. So, blessed be, and I love you all. Please comment, rate, subscribe. Tell your friends. I have over 50 views on my first video, so yay! I'm so happy. So, you guys keep loving life, loving each other, and have a great day. Bye.